I'm like, fuck, I should have went.
In person, dude. In person fucking comedy shows. I've always sat in the front row.
Yeah.
Always
I want to interact.
Dude, they've picked on me. They were like, yeah, that's what I was like, a forklift operator. And they're like, oh, yeah, you get all the bitches. Huh? And at that time, I was.
Yes, we do.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
If you drive a forklift for a living, you get laid. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's so
Forklift
weird.
certified.
I know. It's so weird.
I think that's why we both do pretty well.
You women need to have better standards in life. All right, guys, welcome back to the Talking Shit with B-Rag podcast. This guy needs no introduction. He's been on the show a bunch of times now. Steve Chrisman, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Good, Bo. Good.
Bo? Yo, Bo, what's up, Bo?
It's funny because I usually never say that.
I know. I could tell by the look on your face after you said it. You were just like, shit.
Yeah.
See, guys, when you're on camera, it's a little difficult, all right? Especially, I've explained this before, like, we have no audience, so, like, it's just the two of us in this apartment right now.
Yeah.
So it's weird as shit.
Yep.
But yeah, so today's episode, obviously you guys have seen Steve on the show. I think this is your fourth appearance now, right? Because we put your first episode into two pieces.
And then we kept that one as one.
Yeah, so this will be your fourth episode. Depending on how long we'll go, we'll probably cut it into two because we usually go for a while. If you guys watch the news, this is going to link up with Steve's life in the last episode a little bit, and we kind of touched bases on in the last episode a tiny bit. But recently in upstate New York, Marcy, to be specific, there was a very crazy situation that happened that made national headlines. I mean, Lindsay saw what the hell is it called? It was an article, but it was from like a Paris company, like a Paris newsletter or what are they called? Newspaper. Dude, they're so outdated. I can't remember what they're called.
The Daily Gazette.
Yeah, something like that. But it was from like Paris. They did an article about it, and like it's made fucking headlines everywhere. So when that happened, obviously this young man served some time there, not pretty recently. Yeah. And we touched base on it a little bit in the last episode. Just to give you guys some context, that's what this episode's going to be about. I don't think we're going to jump right into it. Because we were just talking off camera about like comedy shows and shit. So like we were going and I'm just like, let's just start the fucking show so we can just keep bullshitting. But what I wanted to say was, you said there's nothing like being at a live comedy show and you always sit up front.
Yeah.
So
I've gone like 4 times just to give some context.
Yeah. So how do you think, like, depending on the guest I have, how well do you think this show would do in a live setting?
Oh, I don't know. Dude, that's a question I don't know.
Because you've been to comedy shows before. I mean, it's not a comedy show. I mean, it is a comedy podcast, but like I'm very good at interacting with people, especially if I'm fucking had a couple 2-3 beers.
Right. So like I don't know how that situation. I know how you would do as a person, but I just don't know how like the podcast situation would do. You know,
I think
it's kind of like going to like a radio, like a live radio show. Like free beer and hot wings?
Yeah, fuck those guys. Fucking give it up already.
No, I don't know. I listen to them.
A lot of people do. I fucking listen to them too. I haven't listened to them in years, but I know what it is, and I'm just like, I do the same thing. Like, this is what my show is. Fuck off.
You're like, give it up already. Dude.
Hey, free beer and hot wings. If you guys want to do my show, let me know. Hey, what is that? Tag and Polly? You guys could do it too if you want.
I don't know.
I would love to have them on.
Really?
See, yeah, why not? Just to like pick their brain.
So like, I don't really like the Big Frog morning show. Like, I've listened to it. I think it's her voice.
Yeah,
that really does it for me.
Well, so
I just can't.
There's a girl.
I don't know. I feel like a dick.
Whatever, dude. Everybody has opinions. Who cares? You're probably a nice lady, but you got an annoying voice. It happens.
Hey, there's nice girls and ugly. You know, they could be
exactly. So there's a girl.
If they're ugly, they're nice.
Yeah. We all know. We know the code. Anyway, there's a girl that I have on all my social medias. Her name's Alexandria, and she was a DJ for Kiss FM.
Okay.
And she'll like a lot of podcast stuff that I post.
Okay.
So and Lindsay knows her because she's from out that way.
Yeah.
So I mean, they know. I think she knows of her. I don't think they're not like friends. I don't know. Whatever. I've actually thought about reaching out to her and seeing if she'll do the show, just to like pick her brain a little bit and just to like see like what the comparisons are to podcasting, like how she got into the radio. Because she's young. She's like she's our age.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was doing it when she was like in her early 20s and shit.
Right.
So like I think it'd be really cool to have her come on the show and like explain, like talk about what transitional radio, that's the word, transistor radio.
Yeah, because that Korn song is Twisted Transistor.
Yeah, transistor radio. I think that's how you call it. That's like what normal radio is in the car. I think.
I don't just
know.
call it radio.
Yeah. I just want to pick her brain a little bit, and she's cute, so she'd be a draw for the show because the hot girls do really well. I get good numbers with them.
What does that say for me then? Because
your episodes do really well too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you guys love this guy. That's why I keep having him on. So,
share, subscribe.
Right? Yeah. Fuck yeah. So I think I've talked to Chris and Nick about doing a live episode. Nick's phenomenal at this. He does great. Chris is great. I don't know. We could rent out like a fucking like
VFW.
A VFW or like the upstate, what is it? Or not upstate, Uptown Theater in New Hartford or in Utica. It's like if you go up Genesee Street, it's like up there across the street from Slice. It's literally like right across the street. It's called the Uptown Theater. It used to be a movie theater. It still might be. The fucking kid can't even take drinks out of his water. He's fucking dribbling over here. They do comedy there. And they have bands. They have a separate room off to the side where they do like bands and comedy and all that shit. And I'm like, I wonder if I could like reach out to them and be like, hey, could I do a live podcast? Right. Just to like test the wall. I don't care if there's fucking 10 people there.
But to get an interaction with them too.
Yeah, just to like see how it does, because like that's what a lot of podcasters are doing now to make money.
Okay,
it's not just advertisements anymore. They'll do live podcast tours, and obviously a lot of the shows I listen to are comics, so they have a huge draw already,
right?
And their podcasts are super successful. So like it's just it's a way to make money. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a live podcast, but it's almost essentially like stand-up, but it's a podcast show.
And it promotes the show.
Right, exactly. You know? So if somebody brings somebody that's never heard of it, fucking get your shit out there. So.
Or even just getting it like on even a billboard.
Wow, that'd be sick.
Right?
I thought the sticker on my truck was cool.
Yeah. I mean, that is pretty cool. I remember when just getting home and I seen you through the drive-thru and I was like, yo, I didn't even know you had that truck, but I seen the sticker.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yo, did you just leave the drive-thru? You know, and you're like, yeah, what's up? Anyway.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so how's things been going, buddy? Things are good, right?
Things are great, dude.
Well, get in a little bit. How's life been going?
So, like...
Because you were real down in the dumps on your first episode.
Yeah, well, it was really tough.
Yeah.
You know, those first 4 months.
Well, I don't know if a lot of our listeners have been to prison, so.
Right. I mean, oh, man.
Don't get nervous now.
I want to jump on a subject, but we're not there.
We can do whatever you want. Run the show, pal.
I don't know if I can.
I'm going to try to not interrupt because he made fun of me today. So now
for everybody that fucking reached out and was like, I wish he let you talk more. I fucking told him. I was like, dude, I'm going to fucking start cutting you off.
On the first episode, dude, I cut you off so much.
Yeah.
It's like you barely talk.
Yeah.
Because I'm just running my mouth the entire fucking time.
And then, like, you get on a subject and you think about something like, remember that time? Like,
it's a flaw I have.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, now that I've been on it and I've watched myself, I could like be comfortable with like how I was acting and everything. The first couple times it was nerve-wracking.
I tell people, dude, it doesn't look it. I know it doesn't look it, but those first couple episodes, when I first started doing this, those first couple episodes, I was so fucking nervous to do them.
Yeah.
And that first episode, and I think it's the third episode, it's like the first one, I think it's me and Chris and Nick. And then the third episode is me, Chris, Nick, and my brother.
Okay.
We filmed both of those episodes in the same day.
No shit.
Yeah. In the first episode, Nick gets up because he's got to leave. And then they come, like, Chris stayed here. And then Nick came back, like, an hour and a half or 2 hours later, and then my brother came over, and obviously we were all doing bad things, and then we got on the mics and fucking went ham. And I don't show being nervous, I guess, on camera.
No, not on camera. But before we started, I was like, "Oh, the mics are heating up. Like, we should probably get into it." He's like, "Oh, wait a minute.
I gotta chug some vodka to fucking get it going, you know."
And I was sitting here, I was like, all right, dude, like, come on.
Oh, he was laughing his ass off. Don't let him lie to you. He goes, ah! He's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Before these fucking shows start, dude, I'm like profusely sweating. I'm pacing my apartment back and forth, especially when I have guests that, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, new people.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's the worst.
You're like, I gotta take a shit.
I get so nervous. Like this weekend, what's today's date? So people have a reference. It's January 10th. So this week or this Sunday, it'll be the 12th. We got a new episode coming out. It's 2 comics from Albany again. Yeah. I didn't know them at all. I didn't they were recommended by the previous comic that was on the show, and I did know him a little bit.
Dude,
yeah, it's a good episode.
Yes.
That motherfucker talks more than I do.
Well, some of the shit that he says, it's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, dude, he's good. That was a great episode. Dude, we went, it was a great episode. We had so much fun.
Because I when it drops, I watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then, like, if I'm at work and I have my headphone in, dude, I'll put it on Spotify.
Fuck yeah,
and just let it play. You know what I mean? So
that's where I need the numbers. I got good numbers on YouTube. Spotify's numbers are trash.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everybody.
They're probably all me.
Yeah. But like, so I told Keith this. We just put an episode out last week, and it's an old episode. Like, it came from the corrupted thing. There's
that's that New Year.
It's our New Year's Eve fucking one.
Yeah.
We've been so busy, dude. I mean, like I said, me and Keith both have families and shit, so this is not our number one priority.
Right.
And I was like, we should probably put something out. The show's been out for a year.
Yeah.
It's like our year anniversary. It's New Year's Day, like whatever. We should definitely put something out. And he's like, well, I don't have anything. He's like, all I got's this one, and you told me not to use it, and plus I don't have the video for it. Mm-hmm. And as you guys have seen, the audio-only episodes on YouTube don't do that great.
Right.
Dude, it's only got like 37 views right now.
Yeah.
So go fucking juice them numbers, bitch.
Well, see, I think they like seeing us interact.
Yeah. If I had the option, I'm like you, I put my podcast in, and I use Apple. I use the Apple podcast app. Yep. I don't like Spotify that much. Sorry, Spotify, but it's promote my show.
Yeah.
I don't use it. But I use Apple, and that's how I listen to all my podcasts is through Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
But if I'm home, I'm watching it. You know what I mean?
Right,
like I got the video up. Like I have a page.
Yep.
Lindsay got me. My favorite show is Are You Garbage?
I've never.
Oh, dude, look it up. It's the best podcast out.
No
it
shit.
Is
okay.
So funny. It's never serious, so you don't have to worry about that. It's always funny, and they have comics on it like crazy. It's so.
It's called Are You Garbage?
Are You Garbage? And like when they have a comic come on or a actor or whoever, they have this like list of questions that they'll ask them, and it'll be like, did you drink milk with dinner as a kid? Do you leave your butter out on the counter?
Right,
Do you put it in the fucking fridge? And it's just like, do you brush your teeth in the shower? Like all these, they have all these questions that they ask, and it's just like, I think it started in 2018 or 19, and I've been listening to it ever since it came out.
No shit.
I just saw a clip one time, and I was like, this is fucking hilarious. And then they just got me. Yeah. And so Lindsay bought me they have a Patreon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All their Patreon episodes are incredible.
No shit.
So I watch all the Patreon. I've watched almost every episode they have. And like if I'm cooking dinner, if I'm taking a shit, whatever I'm doing, if I'm home or I can watch it, I watch it. That's why I think a live one would do. Pretty good. So
well, we should probably get into it. I mean,
the floor's yours, bud.
All right. So I've seen a lot of shit like all over Facebook, and it's fired me up.
Yeah,
honestly.
we touched bases on it a little bit. When you were locked up, you went to 2 different prisons. You went to Elmira, which is a max security.
Yeah.
And then you were transferred to, we'll say, home.
Right.
And you were in Marcy, which is the big prison around here.
Yeah. Well, Marcy and Mid-State, right across from each other.
Right, but it's in Marcy. It's in the town of Marcy.
Right. But I mean, there's like 3 prisons that are in close range, like 15 miles.
Really?
Yeah, there's Marcy, Mid-State, and Mohawk, I believe.
I thought Mohawk was like out in Albany. Or is that Green?
I believe that's Green.
That's Green, right? All right.
See, I've been to Montgomery County.
Yeah. Which we've talked about a lot, not only with you, but if you guys do your homework and you guys actually watch the show, Keith was there, and then our buddy Bobby. Shout out Bobby. I'm gonna give him a shout out, even though we don't have him here right now.
Yeah.
My boy Bobby Maida, he was on the show, phenomenal, great fucking episode. Do yourselves a favor, check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
He just recently invested in a clothing company and for free made me a few shirts for the show, which I'll have on. I'm recording again tomorrow. I'm not going to say who. But I'll have the shirt on, hopefully, during that episode, and I'll give him more of a plug. But, he, out of nowhere, out of the kindness of his heart, he's like, I want to make you a couple shirts just to get a feel of how it is. But these things are fucking rad. I'll send Keith the pictures, and we'll put them in up here. These shirts are fucking sick.
Yeah,
so
they're pretty cool.
Very excited about it. But,
and so I've listened to the part 1.
Yeah.
I recently just listened to it, I think within the last couple of days.
Do you remember what number it is? What episode? It's like episode 18 and 19,
early.
Something like that.
Early.
Dude, this will be episode 36, 35, 36. Or, 34.
I was 32, and then you released the new year.
Oh, so 34. So this will be episode 30 fucking 4.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But, no, I mean, I've never even met Bobby, but listening to that podcast and being pretty close to like the same, like just different drugs, but the same situation. And I could relate to that.
That's why it was such a good episode, man.
Yeah, I could definitely relate to that. And I get it, dude, and it's just, if you're struggling, dude, there's other people out there that are going through the same shit or have gone through the same shit.
Hit up Bobby, dude. That motherfucker, he runs rehabs and shit now. So if you're a fan of this show and you watch it, like I made a clip about it the other day, like I get a lot of gratification. I'll use a big word.
Yeah, that's your one for the night.
I get a lot of gratification like if this show does good for somebody.
Right.
So, like, having Bobby on the show and him telling his story and then him becoming what he is today.
Yeah.
There is one situation, I'm not going to get into it, but just that episode, and I was personally reached out to, that episode alone saved someone's life that was close to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. And they pulled me aside one day, and they're just like, hey, I just want to let you know, we didn't know anything about that, and they had a person that was close to them struggling, and they were just like, so we reached out to him. We reached out to Bobby, and it fucking saved them.
That's awesome.
So, that
is like the best thing.
I almost started crying.
Dude, honestly.
I was drinking too, so I'm just like, I grabbed Lindsay. I'm like, oh my God. Can you believe this?
Dude,
this
honestly.
is crazy.
Because people don't understand. Like, people just look at it negatively, and now going through it, because I used to look at people who use coke as fucking scumbags.
Scumbags, yeah.
Right?
100%.
And I turned into the
biggest one.
The Hoover vacuum.
You were, dude. It was great.
And it's just like, and then coming back out of it and looking at the situation.
Like looking back
and looking at other people that are actively going through it. Like, I'm like, dude, I get it. Like, but the work is hard, but you got to do it.
I think it all comes with like growing up a little bit though, you know, like you have that like immature child mentality where it's like, we love partying, dude.
Yeah.
Partying's fun. And like, look, guys, you've watched every episode. I've never done one of these sober.
Right.
I mean, I'm sober right now because I just started drinking like 2 hours ago. But, you know, give it some time.
The vodka didn't work through the liver yet.
Not yet. Plus, I need a lot of it these days. But, I mean, drug-wise, I've kept my nose pretty clean for this is probably the longest I've gone in a while. It's not saying much, but
kept my nose clean, but my veins dirty.
No, don't say that. I ain't shooting up shit, dude. I've never done that. Ever.
That's just like the first thing that popped into my head. Like,
listen, I've been very honest about my drug use on this show.
I remember you saying that you never used
scared the fuck out of me.
Once it went to that part, and you're like, fuck that. I'm going back.
I'm going back to pills. Yeah. Nah, intravenous drugs, like, dude, I've had surgery, reconstructive surgery. They call it my French fry arm because I've had surgery on it 3 times. It broke my left arm three different times, and all 3 times were very bad.
Yeah.
And even, like, getting an IV in and shit, I hate it.
Yeah.
It scares me. It not even scares me. It's just cringy, dude.
Like heebies.
Yeah, the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. It's just ugh.
Dude, I get a shot of testosterone every 2 weeks now, and I don't go to the doctors to do it anymore.
Right.
Lindsay does it because I'm too scared to do it. They're like,
she pegs you?
Yeah, right in the ass. I'm not even kidding. Right in the ass cheek.
Oh man, that's sexy.
So like they told me, they're like, we don't have to do this. They're like, you can just do it at home. And I'm like, absolutely not. They're like, you don't have anybody that can do it for you. And I'm like, oh yeah, my girlfriend's a doctor, so yeah,
right.
I could have her do it.
Right.
She's not really a doctor. She hates when I say that. She's an eye technician, whatever.
You just like the clout. She's a doctor.
I mean, she's fucking really good at her job, and I like to give her the fucking, you know. But yeah, like I'm too scared. Like if I lose Lindsay, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Because I'll never be able to shoot myself in the ass with my teeth. So I'll have to fucking go to the doctors every 2 weeks. Right. They'll be like, "You're an idiot. Just do it yourself."
Right.
And everybody's like, "Oh, you're covered in tattoos." Like, no.
But
like,
that's
it ain't the same shit, motherfucker.
Because it's different because the tattoo needles are going so fast you can't really see it.
And it's in like a gun. And
it's all enclosed.
Yeah.
When it's actually. Because I have the same fucking thing.
It's weird.
The same thing. When you watch that one needle.
Oh,
right?
Oh.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
It's fucking so bad.
I had to have IVs.
And your fucking top of your hand.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
Because you're looking right at it.
And every time you move, you can feel the IV in there. You're just like...
I can feel it.
Dude, once I started seeing intravenous drug use, I'm just like... Oh boy, I'm like, this is not for me. Like,
man,
I'm clocking out. This is where I leave now.
I left that shit at.
Have you ever seen anybody shoot up before?
No. That just.
I watched a guy shoot coke before.
Oof. No.
Yeah, dude, it was wild.
No,
it was wild, man, and I was like 16.
Dude,
it was crazy, dude.
Yeah, no, like as soon as like, so we talked about my drug use and shit. Like,
kinda.
Like,
I talked about it. You didn't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was like, well, yeah.
He just kind of nodded and said, "Yeah," the whole time.
Right. But, dude, like, it's the first time I was hanging out. I think this is, I was with my ex baby mama at the time. It was like our first time hanging out.
You can just say your ex-wife.
No. She's not my ex-wife, Amanda.
Oh, I thought you were talking about her.
Oh, no.
Oh, my bad.
No, I never partied with her.
Really? So that was all new. When we were banging, that was all new?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I never smoked. I never even smoked weed.
How
regularly.
the fuck did you get? Oh my!
I drank.
I think we're changing the topic of the show now, or we'll get to the other stuff in a minute. But like, I'm sorry, that just blew my fucking mind.
I thought you knew that.
No, dude. I thought you were you knew you looked like you knew what you were doing.
Well, like it started.
Go lay down. Not you, Steve.
Damn, I thought we were gonna cuddle.
We kind of have to.
All right, cool. Because I'm in desperate need for these days. Like, I'm really not.
You said before the show.
Fuck you. All right. Anyway, but she's a nice lady.
That's my line.
Yeah, I know.
She's a nice lady.
But all right. So like, yeah, fucking, I was just doing a little bit while I was married.
Well, hold on. Let's take it all the way to the beginning, because like, I started doing shit when I was a teenager.
No,
I was 14 the first time I ever did coke.
Really?
Yeah, I was suspended from school, and my buddy brought it up to my house because he needed somewhere to hang out. Because a whole couple dudes came up. Well, they were like really good friends of mine. They still are to this day. We were all a bunch of degenerates, so they were skipping school, and I was suspended, so I couldn't go. And then they just show up at my house, and I'm just like, they're like, oh yeah, look at what we got. And I'm just like, all right. I ain't never done it. Let's try it. And that was that. Like,
yeah. No, so, dude. So when I was growing up, I never even smoked. I smoked weed a couple times, like through 18.
Oh, I want to post that picture of you in that derby car. So send it to me.
Okay.
But this is what Steve used to look like back in the day, and this is why we used to fight. Remember when I said that stupid monster shirt you used to wear? This is it right here. So Keith, I will be sending you this to put in the clip because this is gay Steve. This is when Steve was a fucking queer, and this is why he wanted to fight him.
Because I was a redneck.
That was. I don't even know what that was,
dude. I don't know. I was a douchebag. We were different kinds of douchebags.
Oh, dude, yeah. You know I was like a punk emo douchebag who thought my shit didn't stink, and you were like, you were like a hillbilly monster kid, but like not a jacked tap out monster kid. You're like the redneck monster kid. And then he's like posing in front of a derby car.
Well, you know what?
Was it your car?
That was my first year.
At least that was your derby car, not your buddy's.
Right. I don't know who would fucking do that.
A lot of people. You'd be surprised.
They're fucking tool bags.
If you're still doing that, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. You're like, hey, this is my buddy's car. A lot of us used to do that with Cam too, though.
Yo, I never did. Fuck that. Like, I used to wear his shirts, but I never posed in front of his stuff.
I know. I remember being in Tennessee with him.
never even got to ride in his car, in his buggy.
Oh my God, he just tore that apart, all of it.
I want to have him on the show. So Cam Unimarks, if you watch this show, I would love to have you on.
I actually talked about that with him.
What did he say?
He's like,
will he do it? No?
Yeah.
He's shy as fuck, dude.
So like it was pretty much a thing of like,
I can't put it in your face anymore, so
I know.
Get right on that, bitch. There you go. Go back to what you were saying.
So, yeah, he's pretty busy with his job and shit like that. And then, like, he's building a new rig.
Dude, this motherfucker is like a sponsored, you know him more than I do. You used to hang out with him.
Cam and I are actually still pretty good friends.
I blew my Jeep up at his house. That's about as close as we are.
Yeah. So Cam and I are actually really good friends.
Dude, he's a sweetheart of a kid. We're not kids anymore.
No,
but you know what I mean.
He's actually the same age as us.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, when I met him, we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
I was fucking... it was because of Jamie.
Right. Well, so I didn't start hanging out with him until after you guys stopped hanging out. You know what I mean?
And I never stopped hanging out with him. I only knew him because of Jamie. And
right.
I was only at those functions and everything because of Jamie.
Because of Mopar Militia.
Yeah.
Those are some days for you guys.
I fucking love that shit, dude. I fucking so much fun.
I remember selling you guys parts for Jeeps and shit like that. Yeah. But
see, we were the cool kids.
I remember fucking going to pull Macrina out. He was fucking buried.
Oh, when we went behind another, I was with you.
Yes,
I called you because you had your. That was when I started liking you.
Yeah, because I came pulled Macrina out.
Yeah. He was.
You guys were
wasn't it winter time too?
Yeah.
You met us at Walmart parking lot.
and then followed you back
You had a
in.
white Cherokee with those Dixie Pack wheels.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
yeah,
I got a good memory.
Yep, 35s.
I remember that
Custom
shit.
winch bumper made by fucking Jesse Marosek.
Hell yeah.
He's a wicked fucking...
Oh, he's a good mechanic, too.
He's a fabricator, dude.
Well,
that kid's not even a mechanic. Like,
can't shout him out too much because Andrew sponsors the show.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is, like, because...
Shout out Wood Full Service Station, Andrew Wood. We love you so much.
See, Andrew's an actual garage.
He's the master technician. Like that motherfucker is the greatest mechanic I've ever met in my entire life. He's like the best friend I could ever have when it comes to that shit. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, like going back to Jesse.
I like Jesse.
He just he builds for himself.
Yeah.
Like
he's got a garage now.
Yeah.
He's got his Moffitt's garage. He's got his own shit.
Not him, Jesse Marosek.
Jesse.
He had.
I thought you were just saying his last name weird.
No, that's Moffitt. Jesse Moffitt.
I like Jesse. Who's Jesse Marosek?
He's in Little Falls. He's like, I used to hang out with him back in early days though.
Oh, I don't know him. I don't think.
Yeah, he's a wicked good dude.
I could have sworn you were talking about Jesse Moffitt.
No. Well, he's a great mechanic too.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was like, he's a fucking mechanic, not a fabricator. But anyway.
Yeah. So my buddy Jesse Marosek, he just builds cool shit.
Yeah.
Cool shit like rat rods. He has a tea bucket.
How do I not know this kid?
He doesn't party. He doesn't nothing.
I know, but I still know a lot of people that don't do that shit.
Right.
So it's weird that I don't know him.
Yeah, he's a wicked dude.
Wicked fucking pisser.
You remember fucking screaming that off the Jeeps and shit?
Yeah, we were standing on the hood of some car.
Yeah, it was probably Kylie's Sentra.
Oh, probably was. It probably was. Yeah. You're right. We used to call it the Lambo.
Yeah, dude.
All right, we got off topic.
Yeah,
anyway.
Did. All right.
When was the first time you ever did the bug shug? How old are you?
27.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So like very close to when we started hanging out every day.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I was like 27.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Because
does Bass know that?
I don't know.
I don't think he does.
I don't think a lot of people know.
I just thought it was like part of your regimen because
As soon as I did it, though, I started. Yeah. Well, I didn't. I did it every now and then.
It's always the second time. The second or third time is when it hooks you. The first time, it's like whatever. Right. But like the second or third time, if you're partying, like drinking, and you get it and you do it, that's when you're just like,
damn.
Now I know why people like this shit.
Right.
You know?
So, like, I did it while I was married. Like, very few times. Because she didn't like it.
Of course.
She hated it.
None of the wives like it.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, I always looked at it before because her and I were together for 10 years.
Yeah.
Her and I had the same views. Like, we didn't smoke weed.
Well, the whole time I was with my baby mama, I didn't touch it. Right. So, same thing, like almost 10 years.
Yeah, so, like...
I did it. Oh, sorry.
No, I did it. Yeah. All right. You did say you're going to be like, I'm sorry. Anyway, so, yeah, I did it a couple times, like, while I was married. And then after we got divorced, after we split up, dude, I started doing it more often.
Right.
But then when... Like, I started making money with the towing business. I started, and then I was Then you're hanging out with us. Dude, that
didn't help.
That's when,
it was everywhere, dude. Everywhere we went, that it was, everybody's like, here, you want some?
Dude.
Like, 11:30 in the morning.
Oh, my God. Anyway, so... Yeah, so but once I had no strings, you know what I mean? And plus I was super depressed. Yeah. I wanted to fucking off myself. Like that's what that night when I wrecked the Harley, that was what that night was all about.
Holy fuck, man.
I was like the night of wrecking the Harley.
Well, at that point, dude, we'd been banging for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just about we'll say every other night of the week.
Yo, yeah.
We were into something. We were doing stuff.
And then you guys would go to sleep, but I wouldn't because I had other friends that I grew to hang out with.
I wouldn't call them friends.
Well,
people, associates.
Associates.
We'll call them associates.
That's a fair statement. Yeah. That's a fair statement.
Because, like, me and you are friends, and I would tell you to stop.
Fair statement. I actually just had to
you wouldn't.
correct somebody.
Really?
Yeah, on the friend statement. On the statement of friends.
They thought that you guys were friends, and you were just like, nah.
Yeah.
We ain't fucking
you,
friends,
pussy.
dog.
Fuck you, pussy.
Do I know him?
Yo, I don't know. We're not going to talk about that. But
they're going to see this and be like, you motherfucker.
I hope so, because he said it was on site. Then he wanted to backtrack that and be like, are we still friends?
Jesus.
I was like,
I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that shit anymore.
People, dude. Like, it's like the prison. Like, I tried to explain to him. I'm like, dude, I went to prison. Like, when you talk shit, you got hit.
Yeah.
Like, there was no, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's the type of mentality. I don't want to go on.
No, keep going, brother.
Because I had to work on this with my therapist. I really had a couple of sessions talking about my anger lately. Oh, my wanting, because, like, I think what it is like, when I was in prison, it was steady conflict.
Yeah.
Steady conflict. Oh, there was something every day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was always on that edge. You know? Okay. I
don't understand how us as a society, we know how prisons are. How the fuck do we think that is rehabilitating people? When they know what goes on in those places and how the standards are set up, how the fuck is that a fucking like a rehabilitating place for a person who did a bad thing that's supposed to be bettering their lives?
You want to know what it is?
Like, it's money.
Money.
It's all money. I know that.
Dude,
but I'm just saying.
Such bullshit. Such bullshit.
Somebody from firsthand experience, like.
Yeah, we're gonna
what
do.
What the fuck, dude?
We're gonna do phase 1. We're gonna say you're gonna do phase 1, but we're gonna make you guys watch a movie for an hour and a half because we're not teaching anything. That's the type of fucking shit.
Really?
And you got to take these classes in order to go home.
Okay.
Right. So they're not fucking. They don't care. Nobody's getting rehabilitated in there unless they like take their time seriously. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't.
Right.
Like I said, I still have contact with 2 people that I was in with, and you know, like we check on each other here and there. You know, make sure everything's doing good. And can I get another water?
Yeah, of course.
But like a lot of people don't have that mentality. They rock it as a lifestyle.
Well, a lot of people are like also involved with gangs and everything else. So when they go in there, they're just like, they immediately line up with that gang. And it's just like, it's the same thing on the streets, except you don't have that free roam of like getting away from the problem. You're just it's right there in front of you 24/7 all day, every day. Yeah. It's like, boom, right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
man. I don't get it.
And people always gang, like they want to gangbang in there because they're scared.
But what the fuck else are they going to do?
Well, fucking do what I did.
I mean, yeah, but you weren't affiliated with a gang when you went in there. So I can't imagine how hard it is. You could have. But I can't imagine somebody who is, say it's like a high-ranked gang member, and they get locked up, and they go in, and like, how is that supposed to do them any good? You're just setting them up to fucking be with other people like them. And they're all doing the same thing in there. It's all segregated. It's all fucking bullshit.
Well, look at the movie Blow. Like,
you know what I just watched the other day?
What?
American History X.
I never watched it.
Oh, my God. You need to watch that movie. You have been in prison.
Yeah.
I look at it as a civilian standpoint. But, like, obviously I know, like,
yeah,
I am a civilian, but, like, I know a lot.
Right.
I've been affiliated with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. Go watch American History X. It's on Tubi.
Okay.
So it's free. You can go watch it.
Yeah.
But, like, he's a white supremacist gang leader, gets locked up, realizes it's all bullshit while he's locked up, gets released, comes home, and his little brother is taking after his footsteps. And to try to get him out of that, and he go, it's a fucking killer movie.
Okay.
Especially to, like, the first time I saw it, I was like a teenager.
Okay.
And I'm just like, yeah, fucking blah, blah, blah. Like, just, you know,
Prisoner.
I'm pilled up, I'm fucking, yeah, you fucking pig, blah, blah. I'm not racist, just so you guys know. I hope you guys have figured that out by now. But It's just watch the fucking movie.
For sure.
Watch the movie.
I'll have this I'll have this weekend to watch the movie, bro. Yeah. Fucking so all right, let's dive right into it. Fucking Marcy, dude. You guys think
hold on. We didn't even tell them what happened.
Well, I'm sure they know.
We got to tell them because people. So believe it or not, dude, I was talking to people at work about it, and they're just like, "Why? What happened?" Because everybody was like, "Oh, what are you doing this weekend? Are you doing any shows? You recording? Blah blah blah." I'm just like, "Yeah, actually, like this," and they're just like, "Wait, what happened?" And I'm like, "You're in Johnstown. How do you not know what happened?"
Well, true. A lot of people.
So you gotta explain a little bit.
All right, so there has been a recent death. I think it happened December 9th into the 10th. The beating took place on the 9th.
Was it really before Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And fuck thing about it is they didn't do any press release until the fucking 21st, 22nd.
Jesus.
I think. Think about that. Yeah. 2 fucking weeks before they didn't release press.
So for you guys that don't know, there was an inmate that was murdered by correction officers, and it was all caught on camera. Yeah. It's all over the internet. You can definitely see it. To my understanding, and from what I've read and from what I've been told, he was being transferred from another prison, and that was his intake. So he wasn't even there yet. He just literally was being introduced to that facility. Right. And he got beat to death.
So here's the thing. When that video starts, no inmate
I won't watch it. Just so
no inmate goes back there. Yeah. That's the front gate where the COs and shit come in.
Really?
Yeah.
So why do you think that happened?
I have no fucking clue, dude. And it was at fucking 9:00 at night?
I don't know.
So you can't leave your house unless someone calls for you,
right?
And you're accounted for, unless you're working, and you know what I mean. They patrol that street. It's like essentially like
49?
No, like it's inside the prison.
Oh, okay.
It's essentially like a little compound.
Gotcha. Yeah. I used to drive by it all the time to go to work.
So like inside of what you see at the fence, there is housing units, and there's a big long street with a turnaround at the end, and there's sidewalks on each side. And if you live on this side of the sidewalk, you gotta walk over here. And if you live on this side of the sidewalk, you gotta walk over here. And if you get caught crossing
at like a certain time or something,
at a certain spot, they'll fucking pull up on you and they'll throw you against the van. They'll check you.
That's a civilian or an inmate?
Like inmate.
Oh, okay.
Like so.
Oh, so you're talking about housing for inmates, not civilians. Yes. Okay.
Right, yeah. But yeah, because inside the prison, it's essentially like a little compound.
It's a little town.
Right,
basically.
Right. There's housing on each side. There's one street. It's wide enough for two cars to go down, and then there's sidewalks on each side. And
that's wild.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was in there.
Yeah.
I've driven by it a million times.
Right, you don't see it.
Yeah.
It's a little compound.
I do want to prophesize that I do have friends that are COs, okay? And you know this.
I don't know who.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you who.
Right, I don't want to know.
I'm almost positive you've had interactions with them.
Oh.
Not bad ones. Right. I just think he knows who you are. But, like, one of my best friends is a CO. He's not this kind of person. And when this happened, it made me very scared. And he was also very scared because a lot of people, rightfully so, were angry about what happened. And he has to go to work there every day.
So,
you know what I mean?
I have feelings about that.
You're obviously going to have mixed feelings about it. But obviously, we're not a political podcast. I don't like getting into this shit. And I told you before we started doing this. Yeah. I do want to prophesize that if you're a CO, great. If you're a piece of shit and that's what you do for a living and you get off on it, go fuck yourself. There's a difference, okay? Right. So this episode is him telling his story. I'll probably agree with everything you say. Yeah. Because we're very close. We have a lot of similar opinions. Yeah. But there might be some things I don't, and I'll say it if I don't. Okay. But with that being said, I want you to tell your story and how you experienced it. But I do want to say, I'm not one of those guys, I don't support the blue. Like, get the fuck out of here. I've had a lot of fucking run-ins with law enforcement. A lot of them are fucking pieces of shit. But there are a couple good ones.
Right.
I have had experiences with good ones. I'm not going to say any names, But I do have a couple law enforcement buddies that I do like that are, I don't know their whole history, but you know what I mean? So with that being said, continue.
Yeah. I'm just speaking from my experience, firsthand experience with the COs within Marcy. Because
what was your intake like when you started there?
Well, all right, yeah, we could go there.
I was going to say, why don't we start from the beginning?
So you gotta
because you said that guy got brought into a different entrance than you did,
right,
or than anybody else does. So we might as well start from the beginning and explain to people like what the normality is.
Right. So, I don't know if I should say that, but I used to work outside clearance, so I used to go outside the prison gates every day.
Like on work crew?
On work.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to work in the compost.
Okay.
So, we would do a lot of recycling, stuff like that. But I got to go outside of the prison gates, so I got to see like kind of the intake process as well.
Right.
So they have the thing they call the truck trap. Oh man, I don't know if I should be saying all this.
This is your show, buddy. So whatever you don't, we can, like you said, we can cut out whatever you don't want.
Because like I don't really want to explain the layout because I don't want, you know what I mean?
No,
like
I have no idea what you mean right now.
I don't want the wrong person to see this and be like, oh, he's trying to help people get out.
Oh, okay. Well,
you know
prefacize that. Just be like, this is not a way for people to escape or get in. Like,
right. Well,
this is your experience. Like,
right.
And you don't have to get into that much detail if you don't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like for whatever
a lot
reason.
of it's irrelevant.
Right.
We're here to talk about your experience and why you think this guy went through this and how you know this. Like, it happens all the time. Like, we touch base on it in your prison episode. Like, it's literally called Steve Goes to Prison. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's episode 31 or
32.
32.
Yeah.
We touch base on a tiny bit. You know, not a lot. You're like, fuck Marcy, I'd rather be in Elmira, all this other shit. So, like, there's obviously got to be reasons that you're saying that because Marcy's a medium security and Elmira's a max. So, why would you rather be, like, you know what I mean?
Well, because, like...
that was kind of my whole reason of having you back on is just to, like, explain a little bit, if you can, and whatever way you want to.
I'll just start explaining it, I'll just start talking about it. So the reason why I would like the way Marcy set up is it's for the quote unquote people that are coming home.
Okay.
So like if you got 7 years or over, you're in like a max security.
Okay.
If you're 7 years and under, you go into a medium.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of like a transitional system. Like if you're doing a lot of time, I was doing time with a dude.
Tier system. So it's like different tiers and shit.
Right. So you still have like your your fucking disciplinary housing, which is like 24-hour lockdown, whatever, in every whatever. But so
they had that at Marcy too, where people were locked down for 23 hours or whatever.
24. Well, those were the ADSEG, like the administration segregation.
Isn't that called the hole? When you're locked down for 24 hours.
Yeah. It's when you do bad shit.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll just jump right into the shit because I hear a lot of people saying like, "Oh, I'm scared for the COs at Marcy and shit."
Yeah.
Well, the reason why nobody fucking fights back is because you're fucked as an inmate.
Right.
When you're brought into the draft room and they sit you down in the pen. And fucking their little, fucking...
Intake room.
Right. The little fucking speech that they give. They're like, this is our prison. Like, we are a hands-on prison.
Yeah.
Oh,
my uncle was a lieutenant, so I've heard some stories.
Well, this is what they tell you when you first get there.
Right.
Like, you think your gang's bigger, like...
No, nobody's bigger than the fucking than the CO gang,
and they back each other.
Oh, so like,
no matter what, dude, they're not gonna fucking step out of line and be like, "Hey, that's fucked up." They're not gonna do that.
Always said this: correction officers and police are the biggest gang in the fucking world, dude. Because they all back each other, whether one's fucked up or one's not. Yeah, it's all a brotherhood, and it's just like when we were in the club. They're all like patch members, but they're not.
Right.
They're on the other side of the line.
Right.
And it's all the same. It's all the same bullshit. So like everybody hates on motorcycle clubs and gangs and everything else because of like how they operate and everything else. But you got to think, not every police officer is bad and everything, but like it's the same rules. It's the same everything.
Yeah.
They all abide by the same bullshit.
Yeah.
Clubs, gangs, and police, and correct. It's all the same fucking shit.
Yeah. So when you watch, I know you said you didn't watch the video but for the people who watch the video,
it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
It cringes me out, so I can't watch it.
Dude, that shit happens.
Yeah.
And the only reason why you're fucking seeing it, the only reason why you're seeing it, and that it's like such an outrage right now, is because he died.
Right.
Like that shit happens. There's fucking days. I know there's days of footage on those fucking body cameras of other people getting fucking their ass handed to them, just like that.
Right.
But the only difference is that he died, so it got out.
So do you think? So this is what I thought. I think that somebody who was there got scared because he died and told to save their own ass. Because God forbid it leaked in another way.
Right.
They didn't want to be accountable.
Well, regardless.
No, I'm saying, like, do you think the same thing, or am I off on that?
No. I think.
So how do you think it got leaked? Because an officer had to leak it.
It wasn't leaked though. Like the dude died.
Right.
Like at Wynn Hospital, not even in their fucking Washington. That's their med hospital.
Well, 2 weeks later, there was also another inmate that died, which is not getting a lot of light shed. Do you know about this?
I don't.
2 weeks later, there was also another inmate that was brought to Syracuse that was brutally beaten to death, and he was turned into a vegetable and then died in Syracuse from Marcy. But that's not getting any attention because there's no footage.
Dude, I hope it's not fucking... There's this one dude I was in with, and they fucking gave him seizures from beating him.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I think it had to have been an officer who leaked it because he wanted to save his own ass.
I mean, I think that's irrelevant. Though.
I think it makes sense.
Well, no? I don't think it's really relevant to like the situation because the situation is that the dude died, that the fucking beatings are happening, like regardless of how it got leaked, like that shit's still happening, and that's what outrages me. I have a lot of feelings towards this, and I found myself like commenting on News Channel 2's fucking post, and I'm just like, man, like I can't do this. Like that's kind of why I reached out to you. I was like, dude, you want to do a podcast?
Hell yeah.
So
we got a pretty good following. So
yeah. But dude, that shit happens all the fucking time. If it's like an inmate on inmate fight, they will take the dude. Probably both of them. I just know of like one of them.
Have you you physically seen this?
Yes.
Okay.
They will fucking take the dude, handcuff him, throw it in the back in the van, and go down to the end where they have the cul-de-sac part, and then they'll fucking beat the shit out of him down there.
Okay.
Like in the van, and then take him back down to the infirmary and be like, "Oh, you got an inmate on inmate altercation." So there's signs everywhere in the phone booths and shit. Call OSI, Offices of Special Investigation.
And what is that?
That's a like a department that investigates staff on inmate.
Like crooked shit?
Like beatings and shit.
Okay.
I've known a couple people like personally that have called OSI. And then it takes them a couple weeks to come in and
investigate or whatever,
interview, so that they'll call you down into the draft room, and it'll be the OSI agents and then officers. I mean, and like a couple more COs. And they intimidate you into not
saying
following through with your complaint.
Are you getting nervous right now? Is that why you keep doing this?
Yeah. That's actually like I have strong.
You're
feelings.
safe now, dude. You're out.
Yeah. Well, shit. Like honestly,
you're out. Dude, you're not there.
Fucking...
You're in my apartment right now. I'm not gonna hurt you. I promise.
I know. Yeah, whatever. I'm not worried about anybody hurting me, dog.
Listen, I gotta make light of a touchy situation.
But no, I don't know why I got like that. But it's just fucking crazy, dude. Like the shit that happens there, and they're all scared about inmates going against the COs. No, that shit's not happening. Like because the people that have done 20 years are coming home and they're being like, this shit's fucked. But I'm at the end of the run right now.
Right.
Like you know.
So they don't want to ruin it for themselves.
And that's why Marcy is the way it is, because that's why they could get away with it and band up. They could do like fucking 14. There's 14 officers just sitting there watching it.
So recently I've heard some stories from a certain person. I'm not gonna say who, and I'm not gonna even say what because it'll pinpoint who he is. And it's fucked, man. It's really fucked. It's crazy.
They're like, I watched. So this
who is a CO? I'm saying like somebody who is a CO, and he's like saying things that he's done.
Yeah,
and he's like, I'm not proud of it. He's like, but if you don't do it, he's like, you're a bitch,
right?
And you have to go to work there every day. And it's like
I've seen the COs like fucking like fuck with other COs
who don't do it because they're bitches,
right? They fucking.
Could you imagine me, dude? If you called me a bitch, I'd beat you up, not the inmate.
Oh my god!
I'd smack you around, you fucking. You ain't gonna call me a bitch. I hope you guys love the episode. Check out Steve's social media as usual.
Yep.
Subscribe to the YouTube. I can't tell you guys enough. The only way this show is gonna make is if you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Fuck everything else.
And you could even mute your notifications just subscribe.
Thank you. I didn't even think about that. Mute your notifications. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, just click that fucking little button. It literally does nothing for you, but it does everything for us. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next week. We love you. Peace.